thinking that in a positive way. It's good to know that, you're not getting fired. That means the end for you.
When someone is talking to you before you get fired, there's always a chance. Don't focus on getting, because sometimes they would ask, will I get another client? I always tell them, don't look in that way. Don't look
they
at
lose
that
hope.
direction, because yes, you lose hope, you get demotivated, you would think that, Sphere Rocket would find another. No. Always tell them, work around what you can do right now, and then let's see how it will be.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's us again, your host. I'm Julia.
Hey everyone, my name is Sweet.
And it's me, Dwayne. Hello and good day to everyone. And welcome to
another episode
episode
of
Cosmic Cow. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer to being in sync. I mean, we're like 0.01 seconds closer to becoming in sync.
Closer to be in sync. And synchronization just a little bit.
So hopefully in the last episode, in the next 10 years of Cosmic Country, it will be perfect. I'm kidding. No last episodes.
Yeah, so what's up, you guys? I hope you guys are doing great. Hold on to your seats, because this is another interesting topic. I hope you guys were interested on the last one. And on this one, this really is also an advantage to not only to the clients, but of course to the VAs. This talks about VA coaching, care, and all of the things that you need to know when it comes to coaching. So have us a little introduction there, Dwayne.
So this is going to be yet another exciting episode. So what are you waiting for? Join us as we explore how to boost your business with the help of virtual assistants. Whether you're an experienced business owner or just getting started, we'll share easy to understand tips and stories to help you succeed.
Yeah, totally agree with that. So guys, don't forget to subscribe and always hit that like button and bell button so you will never miss a single episode of this wonderful show. And without further ado, of course, since we're all excited to learn about today's episode and dig deeper about VA coaching and how to nurture your virtual assistants and retain them as a help, and also a very great advantage on how to leverage your business. So please welcome to our show the head of the Department of Sphere Rocket VA Coaching, Mamita Bell. Hi.
Yay!
Hi, guys.
How are you doing?
How are you?
Thank you so much for being with us here on the show.
Well, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And I'm so excited to join you guys for today.
Yeah, so excited to have you here at the show, Mamita Bell. And yeah, we're so excited to learn more about you as well. And also, what is VA coaching? But before that, Dwayne will be having, of course, the icebreaker master take the floor.
Yes. But I think we also forgot a little bit about the introduction on Mamita Bell. Yes, actually, she was we asked this for her on the spot right before we started recording and everything. We asked her to think of a fun fact about herself, just to kick up a notch on her, on her introduction about herself, a little creativity about our awesome guest for this episode. So please to introduce yourself a little bit, Mamita Bell, something about yourself, a fun fact about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm not exactly sure if it is a fun fact, but if it could have been noticed by the internal team, but I'm basically the rose among the thorns in the department. Everyone is everyone are males and I'm the only female, but I believe I have a certain characteristic in me that is masculine in its nature, because, when you lead the team, you need to strike both that feminine and masculine side of you. Yeah, I don't know if that is fun, but for me it's very it's fun, especially that to work with men actually is really great because everything is straightforward. You know, you can just get through your ideas to them, your feedback to them right on point without any whatever, like sorry, like with ladies.
Working with men,
Sometimes they
right?
get
Sweet and Julia can relate to me.
I love the
Yeah.
team actually.
Yeah, and coincidentally, your name is Belle, and you mentioned on the phrase "the rose among the thorns," and yeah, you are Princess Belle of Beauty and the Beast. Something to
You're the
correlate as
beauty
well,
among the
right?
beasts.
Yeah.
Beauty among the beasts.
I wish I was
Also-
really beauty.
No offense on the beast.
Okay. But before we got started, I know Sweet was really excited about the icebreaker.
Yeah.
We got to that before we even got to the introduction.
That's
But
my
icebreaker-
favorite part always. That's why.
Of course, icebreaker Dwayne is going to be doing my job. But for the icebreaker, I don't know if you guys are prepared for this, but pretty much the icebreaker, since our topic isn't about VA coaching. So do you have any embarrassing or funny story back where you need to be, in your professional career, or in Julia's side, since it's her first professional career, embarrassing thing where you were confronted by your superior or manager about a silly mistake that you've done in the past?
That's
I
the
hope you got
question.
the question. Well, if I can tell for myself, I remember before, right after graduation, it's my very first job. I wasn't able to initially differentiate how school and work goes. So I remember in my first job, I said that, I can't go to work today because I need to go to my cousin's birthday. And I didn't know how bad that was. Because I thought, like, at school, no one's going to force you to go to work because you're just there to learn. But at work, I was, I definitely showed my colors as a newbie at work, basically. So pretty much that's my baptism in the world of work, that it's not the same as school, where attendance is like, you can go out and then just get back at what you have in the next day. So guys, maybe you have a more funny question situation or embarrassing thing back when you were getting started.
For me, I'm still thinking of one,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Maybe
okay,
mid-
it might be.
Miss Bell, maybe you have a story you can tell like you were.
Well, if you're asking me, with my first job, so that could have been 30 years ago. So that is long back. But to be very honest, I can't remember, a situation wherein I felt embarrassed or I was like called by my superior or by my boss or by my head about something I did. But most probably it's more like maybe I come off too strong. This is more recently when I was in Dubai. Not that recent, but I think it was 5 years ago, something like that. I come off too strong because I was an administrator. So, well, that I think that experience, because I come off too strong to like answer right on point, to get across the message. That in itself, I believe, made me right now, in terms of being more careful how I deliver what I need to deliver, especially when I have to give the feedback, because I'm really a very straightforward person. I'm very transparent. So this is actually one of the things I always tell a newbie in the team, not to get hurt if I get too straight with whatever I see. But I believe now I am better because when
Oh.
when I am better in terms of delivering, even if I'm straight forward and all, because way back in Dubai, I just say it as it is. I say it as it is. Right.
No sugar.
It's too strong. No sugar.
Yes.
I'm still right now not sugar coating, but I have a way how to deliver it. I believe so.
To be honest, I can't imagine you coming off as too strong because right now, hearing you here right now, you're one of the most soft-spoken people that I know. It's
I know,
not just
right?
inspiring, but like I can't even imagine you getting angry.
That's a compliment. Thank you. That means
Is
I was
like,
able to work it
you're
out
able.
already.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
That means I
exactly.
was able to work it out already. Yeah.
Mhm. Definitely. So yeah, I guess that came up positive. And yeah, I guess
Yeah, indeed.
just I
That
don't
is one
we can't
thing,
explain.
a side of you that you shaped upon yourself already and mastering it already as it is. That was just really, really great.
Yes, because the intention is always to help. When your intention is always to help and not to, not to jeopardize anybody or damage them at all, you would really adjust so that your message is being caught right on point. That it is from the position of care and help.
That is where
Hashtag
the
intention
key.
matters.
Intention matters. Yes.
You know what? That is I have a lot of things to say about that. But we're still in the icebreaker stage and I think we should talk that
We can
on
talk
over the
deeper
main
later
topic.
on.
Come on, Dwayne. You can
Yes,
say
later on. It's really more timely to take that on. But yeah, I guess my question, I should have gotten you guys more prepared to think of something beforehand, but we can get it right onto the topic if we may. So,
Sure.
please.
So yeah, I think we can go ahead with the topic. And yeah, so for our topic for today, as I've said earlier, it will be how to nurture your virtual assistant. So in this episode, we will shed light on how business owners basically, or yeah, could like maximize and leverage their business via hiring, and of course making sure that their VAs will stay with them as well. And with that, of course, proceeds with taking care of them as well, and what are the right ways. So this is for whether you are first time hiring a virtual assistant, or you have been hiring virtual assistants and you feel like you haven't found the right match for you yet. So this is the episode for you. And yeah, so let's go straight ahead. And one thing that I've learned here in Sphere Rocket and how they take care of their employees and VAs is via a VA coaching. So that's why Mamita Bell, we invited her here to, of course, she's the expert on this, and we can only learn or we can only share so much. So, but with Mamita Bell, of course, first-hand experience, and of course, that's their passion, and to really help VAs on how to retain VAs. So, Mamita Bell, first question, just for the sake of our listeners out here who are not familiar with VA coaching, can you shed light what is VA coaching mean?
All right. Thank you, Sweet, for that wonderful question. Well, VA coaching is actually aligned with our core values related to, that everybody wins, and, about, and also in relation to, that we are advocating growth on a daily basis. That being said, after the VA gets hired, we make sure that they are able to receive the kind of support and assistance. And here is where VA coaching comes in, because as soon as they are hired by a new client, we already have a check-in through our VASM. Check-in to know how they are, and if there are some kind of support they need from us as well, or if they're encountering some issues related to their adjustment, and also we are there. And this is being bounced back with transparency with the client as well. So they get to know that because we update them through the Slack channel or through the email. And then and if there may be some special needs or some special assistance the VAs need while they are with their clients, we normally invite them for a follow-up call, normally a coaching call, for us to understand what exactly, their prevailing issues are, for us to know also the type of support we will be extending to them, and to get their commitment as well, because it always takes two to tango. we are there to provide support, but if they are not with us to support them, that's a different story. So nothing will actually be successful unless and otherwise the other parties also involved and committed to work things out. And of course, unfortunately, even if the VA lose their client eventually for varied reasons, coaching is still there. There is such thing as we do have an endorsement review process wherein we are providing termination coaching, so we are able to help the VAs get insights from their experience with their client, also draw their plan of action moving forward, and get their commitment as well, even when Sphere opens another opportunity. So it's actually the entire VA journey with us. As they start with the client until they end with the client, we are there, to assist them. To ensure that, as what I made mention, we are advocating that everybody wins as part of our core value, and that, even if you're doing great, we always believe that we don't stop from being great. We always try to be better or great.
All right. That was perfectly said, Mamita Bell. I love how you mentioned. I also want to highlight the phrase, it takes two to tango, because it's a give and take relationship. It's a two-way street. And talking about two-way street, or what you mentioned, right? It's a give and take. It takes two to tango. I want to ask, what do you think are some stories that you've really witnessed coaching your VAs that had an impact on effective nurturing and development, significantly that improved a VA's performance and job satisfaction?
All right. That is a good question, Julia. Here, highlighting on, it takes two to tango. It's the coach and the VAs work together, and as well as with the client. We can say that, we have PIP program, that's a performance improvement plan. Even if we do have a set plan for the VA with the clients, because this will only materialize when the client would allow an avenue for the VA to have a chance to improve before they consider replacing. But of course, here that we need specific feedback from the client, all right, which we bounce back to the VA, and the VA has to work with us as we are able to identify what areas they need. So if it is behavioral, if it is performance, of course, we do have, there would be a weekly coaching call with them. So if they are not attending this coaching call, that in itself is lack of commitment to work things out, right? And they are not telling us, as the case may be, why they are not coming and all. So unfortunately, attendance in itself in the coaching, we can already tell if the VA can swim or not. But if the VA comes in to the coaching call, is very cooperative, very open and transparent, that we are able to really deep dive on the problem. Because sometimes, it's not the facade of the issue that is actually the problem. When we deep dive, there are those who would, we can say, we can see that the problem could have been, lack of self-confidence or self-esteem that impacted their, inefficiency, lack of productivity, or we can say, like poor self-management. So, that's why coaching is very important for us to basically understand what the issue is, what is the root cause of the problem, for us to know how we can work it out with the VA, to get the VA's plan of action and commitment, and then follow it up on a weekly basis, how they are progressing. So if it is behavioral, certainly there is something that has to be unlearned. And it cannot be just a 1 week thing. Unlearning takes time, because you have to go out of your comfort zone. You're comfortable. You thought that I'm already okay, right? But unfortunately, something is blocking you to achieve. Something is blocking you to perform. Something is blocking you to be better. So if they are not committed to unlearn and learn a new one, then yeah, that in itself you would know how and when, the PIP will succeed or not. But in the previous years that we're having PIP, I am, with modesty, I'm happy to say that we are succeeding because they were able to get retained by their clients. Because here the clients are also very involved because they're getting updates from us. In the previous years, I also have my calls with the client. We also have our Zoom call together to work on the issue of the VA. Although now we have a different process, but still clients are having an update how their VAs are succeeding or progressing, especially when they are subjected to a PIP program. I hope I was able to answer the question.
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, definitely. And you know what? I have to agree with what you've said before. From my previous interviews, for a lot of people, especially the experienced ones, it's harder to unlearn things than to learn new things, and that's one of the things that you need to, coaching, accepting that you need to change things in order to be better. And I guess that pretty much a lot of coaching will involve a lot of that. I mean, personally for me, when I get coach, I guess your approach as well as a coach needs to matter. It doesn't, as you mentioned, need to come out too hard. Otherwise, the other person will just put it out of the other ear when they hear something. You need to come at the point of understanding that you want to help, not to tell them that they are wrong at something. So how do you normally approach things? I mean, it will work for some, like the gentle approach, but as you've mentioned, you need to be somewhat straightforward depending on the situation. So how do you base your, how you coach people basically?
All right. Well, for me, I am open. I am transparent. I am who I am, to be very honest. I don't sugarcoat, but I choose my words. I learned that in relation to my intention to help and with the intention that we care for the VA. We want them to succeed as much as with their client because, again, if they are not succeeding, the client is also failing, right? For both of them as well. So that would lead to replacement, that would lead to termination and everything. But if the VA is doing well, the client is also happy, right? And vice versa. So if I may go back, how do I do what I do? Again, I am authentic. If there are feedback, before I even give the feedback, I ask the VA first how they are. What is their context? Where are they coming from? So I would know exactly how to spill the feedback, even if it hurts. But I would deliver it not to hurt the VA, but I will deliver it in the position that I am concerned of the possibilities, how it will turn out if they're not going to address it. I need to allow them to see ahead. If you're behaving this way, in terms of your performance, in terms of your general demeanor, what are the chances of you succeeding moving forward if you are already getting a feedback from your client that it is not working?
That is definitely, I'm just imagining myself getting coached by someone and asking me how I am first. Because there was a lot of times where I got scolded by one of my superiors back then. I was a lot more immature back then. And what they would do, I did a mistake. And okay, come with me at the meeting room. And I will go there. And then his initial approach is, you know why I called you here, right? Why did you do that? At my imagining myself back then, I was a lot more immature. It's like thinking, wow, okay. So I did something, my initial thoughts were already aggressive. So I'm not going to listen to him. I think he was wrong. He's just overlooking at something. And yeah, it really matters. I'm imagining if he asked me how I am, like, oh, I'm doing good. I guess I would be in a more open mind to accept whatever he or she is going to say. So I guess the first things really matter. Just the simple things that really matters in terms of getting coached by someone.
And to be very honest, I don't take, when they tell me that they're okay, I ask them how okay they are. Because from there, you would know if they're really okay. Eventually, they will tell you that they are not okay.
That's why they say, I'm okay is the most spoken lie. A lot of
Yes.
people when
It's so easy to say just to close the call or, I'll go with it. But eventually they would understand themselves, when they're starting to spill what actually is their situation. Because they need to contextualize. When you ask them, tell me more about, when you tell me that you're okay or you're feeling good, I want to know more about that. And eventually they're realizing or putting it already up front that, yeah, I'm not really that okay.
okay, I need to use that tactics when I'm getting more gossip from other people, making sure they say every detail I want to know.
indeed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, the thing that I got from Mamita is like you really have to gain their trust in order for them to really open up to you, because it's not that easy to ask them, how are you? You have to build a relationship first, and then that's how they're going to open up to you. And yeah, indeed. I totally understand what you mentioned there, Mamita.
Give them that feeling that they are safe to be themselves with you. That is number one. And they cannot feel safe with you if you don't give that comfort with them that you are yourself with them. That's why I always tell them, sorry, I cannot sugarcoat. This is me. This is how I am. Honestly, I'm because I care for you.
Love that. Yeah, and I remember a quote with that it says, people don't care what you know unless they know that you care. So I think even if you, as a coach, you will tell a lot of things, you need to improve on this, yada yada. I think it will, like what Dwayne said a while ago, it will just go inside their left ear and go outside the other ear. So yeah, so you really have to create that safe space first, and that simple "how are you?" "how okay are you?" and all of those things as an introduction creates a lot of difference. And yeah, and I think that's I think it's really in the small things on how to nurture your VAs. I think because for some maybe it was like a grand gesture. I mean, those are appreciated, like bonuses, giving them time off, and sometimes it's a simple "how are you?" from a boss or a client, and it makes a lot of difference to have or nurture and perform better, or have the VAs perform better.
And I would like to ask, I'm curious as well, as part of the coaching, you're also doing the exit coaching that we provide, correct?
Termination coaching.
So, termination coaching. So that means that they're about to lose their job, like for sure. So the point of that coaching is for what exactly? I'm just curious.
Actually, before they get terminated, we still call that as active contract coaching, because we are still trying, to work things out with the client, for them to up their game, for them to get aligned with what their clients expected, what their clients' expectations are. But when we say termination coaching, when they lose the contract already, for whatever reason, even if it is business redirection or whatnot, we are there to help them, like look back at their experience with the client, and then also gain insights from that experience, because we normally get the client feedback as well when the contract got terminated, so we understand what was their client's experience with them as well, and then from them help them also draw their opportunities for growth, even if they're doing well. I always tell this to them. Some others would say that, no, I did great. When I asked that question, they thought that I was asking something like something they didn't do. No, I'm asking them because I want them to even do way better, even if they're already great. And I always qualify that to them. There are some people, generally, not just VAs, they're afraid, to unfold or to reveal if there may be some areas they need to improve on, because they feel that they are being incompetent or they are being weak or not. And for me, I tell them, no, it's normal. We are human beings. There's always a room to improve. There's always an opportunity, wherein we can be better.
I think that's a misconception. Whenever someone invites you, okay, you're invited for a coaching call, I mean, oh man, I did something wrong. That's
Good.
the first thing that comes to mind.
Yes. There are VAs who are even verbalizing that way. Very true. Yes. But
So
we tell
again,
them no.
there's always room to improve. It's not that because you did something wrong, but we wanted to show you that there's still you can be better. So I guess that's a positive mindset on taking coaching, coaching in any ways, not in a negative way. Hey,
Except Dwayne, if they are guilty of doing really something wrong, that's a different story. We will still call you. We need to call you. Yes, we need to.
I
Call
hope
you
I never
because-
get that call from you, Miss Mel.
But again, the approach is always like the V is clueless that we know, because I always put them in the position to understand where they are before I even give the feedback.
How do you make that kind of call when someone did something really bad and you still need to call them? And what's the gentle way to tell them that, hey, you're I'm sure it's not going to be
Well,
like that.
Yeah, well, we don't break that news to the VA when they are about to get fired. No, it's the client's responsibility to do that. But we all, of course, know if they're about to get fired. So we call them. If they are not hopping in, we request our VA coaching admin, to call them or to SMS them to hop in the call. And they are notified that it is a very important call. So in that very important call, when they hop in, again, I'm certain they already have some hunches, There are a lot of things in their brain. So you have to make them feel comfortable first and feel safe. You have to ask how they are. Again, they might tell you, no, everything is going well. And then again, you ask them how well it is. And then if, again, they are not yet, giving up on their facade, then we have to be straight and tell them that, unfortunately, there seems to be, a gap between how you look, how you see things with your client and how your client sees how things are going or unfolding. Unfortunately, we're getting really not a good feedback about how you perform, la, 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 or how you behave, la, 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 if you're always absent, late, and all. Or if you're not using properly your screenshot monitor, la, 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 la. We tell them, affirm. Normally, they keep quiet. Because you caught them already, And I normally throw it back to them. I wanted to understand. I always tell them, I wanted to understand where is that gap coming from when you are, when in this call, you're telling me that everything is going well, but unfortunately, the other party experienced different from what you're telling me right now. Where is that coming from? Again, dig deep. And then they will tell you because they're afraid. They're afraid. But I would always tell them, but that fear would block you from succeeding. That fear would make you fail right now.
That's the best way to get, I would say. If you get that kind of I wouldn't be more, but thinking that in a positive way, it's good to know that, you're not getting fired. That means the end for you. It's good that you're going to be.
There's always when someone is talking to you before you get fired, there's always a chance. Don't focus on getting, because sometimes they would ask, will I get another client? I always tell them, don't look in that way. Don't look
they
in
lose
that
hope.
direction, because yes, you lose hope, you get demotivated, you will think that Sphere Rocket would find another. No, always tell them, work around what you can do right now, and then let's see how it will be. Because there's always a chance when you're getting this call, because that means the client is still giving you a chance, still open, to work things out. So do your part.
Yes. What? I got several. Oh, yeah. I got several clients that I've interviewed that they're saying, other part are saying, at first they think, okay, this VA is not really a fit for me. They're doubting. And then they give him or her a chance after 2 months. He or she is currently staying with them for like 2 years because, we got the perfect VA. So I guess it's not perfect fit from the start. Lots of coaching needs to be involved for it to be the perfect fit. Mm-hmm. And as you mentioned as well earlier, there are some VAs who lose their position after 1 or 2 months. They lost hope because it's so fast. And then right after, Sphere Rocket was able to get them another client, and that client was able to stay for them for like years to come. So I guess that's something magical about Sphere Rocket. It's not just about perfection; it's about second chances and more, not to lose hope. And That's one of the things that Sphere Rocket definitely provides for all of our clients and of course our VAs as well.
Yeah, totally agree with that. And Mamita Bella said a lot of things. And yeah, really very insightful episode for today. I learned so much. Also on how to, really approach people in general. And, because you're dealing with humans. VAs are still humans, as what also my previous interviews would say. So yeah, thank you so much, Mamita Bell, for sharing a lot of insights about how to nurture virtual assistants and how to nurture their team. And yeah, and I hope that we will learn more about you in future episodes. Hopefully, we could also invite you again. And yeah, really, really thankful and grateful for you, Mamita Bell.
Indeed.
my
Thank you so
pleasure.
much. Thank you so much, Mamita Val. We learned a lot. Thank you so much for sharing all of this knowledge. And with that being said, you guys, there you have it. The rose among the thorns, the amazing, amazing VA coach or VA godmother, fairy godmother, if you may, if you may say. So yeah, there you have it. Once again, that was Mamita Val. And of course, don't forget, before we all sign off, don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We've got the Sphere Rocket Network and our Facebook page, Sphere Rocket VA. And anything to add up, Kidway?
I think that's all. Just follow us on all of our socials from YouTube and Facebook, also on TikTok and Instagram. We're all over the place. Just search up Sphere Rocket and yeah, everything and Sphere Rocket related will be shown up to you. So yeah, sweet. Anything you wanted to add as well?
Yeah, and if you want to collaborate with Sphere Rocket and want to have the privileges of having a VA coach for your VA, your personal VA coach, just search us in the www.sphererocketva.com. And if you are a virtual assistant looking for a work from home job, just visit www.spherejobs.ph.
All right. And once again, we are your hosts. I'm Julia.
I'm Sweet.
And I am Dwayne, and that is our episode for the Sphere Rocket Podcast Network presents Cosmic Power.
Bye.
See you. Thank you, Amita Bell.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
Feeling overwhelmed by your business tasks? Well, it's time to step up your game. Visit www.sphererocketva.com and get a virtual assistant from us at Sphere Rocket VA. Streamline your business operations and focus on what really matters.